agreed to a 4-year contract, $128 million, as we talked about earlier. But that's not the story. Hayward was seen at Jos.A.Bank shopping in Boston yesterday. The show producer wanted me to hate on Hayward, but I'm kind of cheating my damn self. So I've been in Jos.A.Bank before. You've been? Okay, thank you. Somebody else.
Expensive suits are overrated.
Overrated.
They're overrated. And Jos.A.Bank, look, he needs to look good for an hour-long press conference. Whether he spends $20,000 on a suit or $200 on a suit, is good. No one cares what he looks like. They care what he says. Jos.A.Bank, I went to the website. $1,000 suit here, $900 suit there, quality clothing. Jos.A.Bank, the man, started working in the clothing industry at 11 years old.
I love this commercial. I love this.
1898 in Baltimore, Maryland. I rep Jos.A.Bank. I'm going to go there today.
You guys are missing the point.
What point?
He's not trying to get a suit. He's trying to get endorsements.
Oh.
So if he's photographed shopping there, guess what Jos.A.Bank Mr. Man's going to say? Yeah, like for instance.
He goes like, I'm going to take you to the bank.
Exactly. This is what
Roll
you
out the
do. You know, just because you hire a stylist doesn't mean look right.
See, that's expensive and that's a mess.
Wait. That's what a stylist
That's $100,000
Exactly.
You look like Voltron. You look a mess. What the hell is that?
So listen, so either you get with a stylist, you start modeling with the GOAT, or you go into Jos.A.Bank and you get photographed in there, you get you an endorsement deal and all the suits you want for free.
You know what I learned? Look, I've been through the gamut. I've been through the expensive suits, you know, $2,000, $3,000 each, and then I've been through the ones where it's $200 off the rack. As long as it fits, you're fine, because it's an assembly line, just like with colognes and sunglasses. They send them all to the same place. They say, oh, this is better fabric. But it's the same damn tailor doing the same old cut.
Wine is like that, too. Like a $100 bottle of wine is not 5 times better than a $20 bottle of wine. Like, you get to a certain point. That is not true.
No, that's
not true.
$2 Chuck counts. $2 Chuck Charles Schwab.
I will say that this tongue can tell the difference between 20 bucks and $100.
Let's do a taste test during the break, and we'll see.
Right, I'm with the $2 Chuck there. Let's get to jeers right now. We got 3 of them. And it's time for the first jeer. Bad news for Chris Rainey, CFL, Canadian Football League. And Rainey
still?
Yeah. He can't make the easy catch.
That's why you're in the CFL.
Don't you say that.
That's why.
Shout out to Doug Flutie. Best CFL player
Where do they
ever.
send you after you're out of the CFL?
G League.
FedEx. 2 jeers for the Padres. Multiple Padres players.
No, don't let it drop in the middle.
All had back. On the fly ball.
Anybody catch it?
Hey,
No, but everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt.
I like the first baseman Myers. Is like, nah, you guys handle that.
Y'all can have that.
I'll be over here. I'm not
Baseball.
And 3 jeers for Josh Bell.
Oh, no, not JB.
Yep, Josh Bell. He gets a little distracted
What is he
and
doing?
forgets what's happening on the field.
Yes,
you know.
He's watching the bat. He's like, on game, she gonna get hit.
And y'all say baseball ain't boring. Even the players out there napping, dog.
He was looking at the bat, like, on game, he got her.
After the break, Daryl Morey believes the Rockets have closed the gap on the Warriors by stealing my man Chris Paul. But do you guys agree? We'll discuss next.
This is Sports.
Back to Sports Nation. Yada-da-mean El Hassan is in the house. So, you know what?
I just got back from Jos.A.Bank. They had a buy 1, get 9 free sale.
Well, you look bankrupt, bro. You broke. Better get your shirt game up. All right, let's talk some hoops to make you happy right there. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets and GM Daryl Morey. Been aggressive this offseason, acquiring Chris Paul, actually stealing Chris Paul from my team, and adding versatile defender P.J. Tucker. But Morey told the Houston Chronicle that the Rockets have, quote, closed the gap on the Warriors. So, yada-da-mean, you agree with Morey?
One of my favorite movies of all time is Don't Be a Menace.
To South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Where they're playing cards and Toothpick is talking about, you know what he's talking about, and then he's like, I was fooling. Those were jokes. Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Daryl Morey to hit us with one of those. Close the gap? Are you kidding me?
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Chris Paul added to a team doesn't close a gap. They lost 7 players, I give you that. But
Sure,
Chris Paul,
the gap was here.
Paul closed it.
Exactly. They closed the gap. Instead of losing by 20, now it's 19. They closed the gap.
No.
Closing the gap. Here's the question. Are they going to add Carmelo Anthony? And if they do,
that still doesn't close the
if they
gap.
do, does that do it?
No, that doesn't
They can do it. Daryl Morey said he had a trick up his sleeve. And then he had a
That trick
Chris
named
Paul.
LeBron James?
And that trick might be named Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
That trick named Anthony Davis?
Nope.
No. Look, when Chris Paul was stolen, kidnapped from the Clippers.
He said, I'm going. Y'all need to trade me.
I heard that, too. I heard that, too. That getting away. No, but seriously, there were 2 names that were circled. It was Paul George, which we know he can't get now, and it was actually Carmelo Anthony. He's still out there. He's still trying to get the buyout. Maybe it is Carmelo. You don't think that's enough to close the gap even more?
No,
more?
No, not at all.
Look, I get it. We all get it.
Only gap they're closing is if they go through the mall and put that chain down.
It's a foregone conclusion that they're going to win the championship again. But someone's going to contend. Someone's going to be there when Steph Curry slips and hurts himself.
They are
2 years ago. Somebody's going to.
They have locked up
Maybe.
number 3 spot. That's what they've done so far.
Locked up number 3. So Spurs are 2.
Spurs still 2.
Damn, this last year all over again. All right, with Chris Paul in Houston, my team needed to find another point guard. And they went all the way to Europe. There it is. And found my man Milos Teodosic.
Wow, you better practice that.
How you say Milos Teodosic?
I just call him Teddy.
All right, yeah. He signed for 2 years, 12
Teddy
million.
Riley.
Real deal. Patrick Beverly called him one of the best passers in the NBA because he used to play with him, LZ. Can Milos be the Clippers' savior? Give me some love.
Well, I think about the name Milos, and I think Milos Raonic, one of the greatest tennis players of today's time. I think Milos, Greek island.
No one knew.
Pretty good island, right?
Yeah.
There was a classical guitarist by the name of Milos. He was pretty good. He used to sell a lot
This
of
is like a
stadiums.
book report, right?
So I'm thinking, Milos is pretty good. So I'm going to give Milos a chance.
So I was along those lines, but instead of a classical guitarist, I was thinking, they just signed the Migos.
Man, will you stay?
Maybe they could do something. Look at Quavo. Research on Quavo, too. Look at Q.
Yeah.
Distance. The point shooter. Look at that. He broke the little. Here we go. That basket pull up. Bang.
That was
They
slow as hell,
signed
man.
Migos, and I can tell you about that.
I'm going to play with the championship. I don't know about this. Look, I like Milos. Real talk, 2016, we watched the Olympics. Almost Serbia almost beat the USA team. We was like, who's the point guard out there, fancy? Kind of like a grown Ricky Rubio out there with his fancy passing and his fancy game. This is the good thing about him. His title is the best point guard outside the NBA. The best international point guard in the world. Y'all don't think that's a good
He
player?
ain't been to the D. He ain't been in New York. I bet there are better point guards than him in the D and in New York.
I would say this: it's a gamble. You've got Ricky Rubio here, and also Marcelo Huertas here, and he's like, and he's like, it could go either way. It could go either way.
I don't want to hear that. But Patrick Beverly vouches for him. That means something.
But Patrick Beverly played with him 8 years ago, though. That's the whole
So he's gotten better.
No, look,
he's won 2 of the MVPs
Patrick's
over
gotten
there.
better. We don't know what's old.
He's won 2 of the MVPs over there.
Teodosic was a fine player, and at one point in his career, I thought, man, you need to make that jump over to the NBA. But with like a lot of European guys that make so much money in Europe,
Yeah.
it wasn't making
Oh, it
any
took a
sense
lot of money for him to get out the contract.
Exactly.
It did.
They're not going to come here for minimum. So they kind of spend their time, and then they reach a point where, like, well, if I'm going to try this, I got to try this now. We saw it with Huertas. We saw it with Sarunas Jasikabic. We saw it with...
What'd you say?
What'd you say some cabbage is? Where the
Sarunas Jasikabic.
Bless you.
Smoked
This
cabbages.
is an exec, former exec in the NBA. Look at that.
And all those guys were special talents, but I felt like they just came too
He's
late.
30 years young. Stop it, man. He's not that old.
Look, let me tell you something. Notice everyone's talking about his passing and his shooting. Ain't nobody talking about his defense, though.
Ain't nobody talking about his movement. Well, let's talk about another player who just got paid. My man, Andre Robertson.
Robertson, as in he robbed them, son.
Fresh off a brand new 3-year, $30 million contract to stay with the Thunder. But Robertson tallied up nearly a $500 bill, yet gave only a $13 tip. Robertson defended himself, tweeting, should not have had to tip you if it was just a bottle at a bar. There was no service. Ooh, interesting. No service there. Jacoby, whose side you're on?
What does that mean?
In this tip? Yeah.
Hold on, what does that mean?
I did some research on this. It's at the Chupacabra Cantina in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
I called them today. They didn't really want to talk to me.
God bless you.
And here's what I figured out.
Yeah, right.
This is not a nightclub. Like, this isn't a, he said, I got a bottle. There was no service. TMZ, which is always right 100% of the time,
Yeah, that's
said
real.
they were getting vodka sodas, Red Bulls, and Long Island iced teas. Anyone knows if you are ordering Long Island iced teas,
Someone
you're
has to
trying to
make
get
it.
drunk.
Yeah,
You're trying to
that's
get drunk.
real. That-
There's
yeah.
4 bottles in there. I have a feeling that perhaps Mr. Robertson was a little intoxicated. You can tell from the math. And if you look at the receipt,
Yeah,
he
incredible.
tried to write one thing, and he's like, nah, I'm going to tip him less than that, and crossed
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
It said there was no service. To ring up that kind of a bill at that place, you had to order multiple things. I'm with my people at the True.
Well, he tried to write it to 500, so that should have been 1287 instead of what he wrote.
Exactly.
which is
He's off twice.
1397.
He
Yeah.
wasn't just off with one digit.
Okay, let me give you I have 2 arguments here. The one that counters yours is the fact that Look, when you go somewhere and you are intoxicated and it's time to pay the bill, that's why you go to places like Miami, Vegas, mandatory tip included, because I am not in the right mindset to write down what the hell the tip should be.
So
You don't kill me.
right.
That's a real thing.
It's not his fault.
That's not his fault.
It's
Yes,
fault. You're
yes,
right.
that's an
You're
old
totally right.
rule.
You're totally
That
right.
rule's been around decade
You can't
plus.
expect a grown human being to tip.
No, you can't
themselves.
expect them to tip the accurate amount when you already just fed them 10 Long Islands. That's the obvious thing.
Oh, I know what happened.
You think he messed up the math, and now he's trying to cover his tracks by saying there was
That or the service sucked. And you know what? When the service is bad, I ain't got to tip.
You know what it was?
The
I
service
think
was
he didn't
bad.
get any free rounds, and he was salty about it. That's my
I don't think it's even that.
You hit a free throw, you get a free round. That's
Hey,
Oh, hey.
this is my theory. When he said there was no service, he didn't say it was bad service. He said no service.
You mean his phone?
It means no. It means that the person serving him was not wearing like the Playboy bunny outfit with sparklers on. I think that's what he equates with service. It was just a
like
dude.
real club
Just a
life.
dude gave you a bottle. Oh, here you go. It's like ain't no service.
Interesting, because, you know, we go to restaurants, we tip them when a waiter comes out. But when you go to McDonald's and they give you the same food, it takes them 3 steps. You ain't sitting there saying, here's your extras.
Real talk.
We don't do that.
As a black man, with the stereotype about brothers don't tip, I always try to make sure I tip right. I just do.
It's in your head?
It's in my head. It's like, I can't be that one dude that's not going to carry the flag for the peoples.
So do you walk in Popeyes? Are you self-conscious then, too?
Nah.
See,
Popeyes,
exactly,
man.
exactly.
I walk in Popeyes.
I do.
You got a problem with that, too? Stereotypes. Come up after the break. We got more proof that cats, they're better than dogs. We already knew that. Hashtag COD. This discussion is over.
Look at that side-eye.
Look at the dog's face. He wasn't ready.
Nation.
Maybe if I don't move, they can.
Let's go, Bellinger.
And time for Pulse of the Nation, presented by Toyota. You know what we got right now. Some winners and losers time. Winner cats. This cute kitten lets this big old dog know who's boss and jabs him in the face.
The dog's just acting like
Watch the dog's reaction to food once in a while.
that cat won't even notice I'm
Cats
here.
are superior to
No,
dogs.
what you have to appreciate is the dog's side eye afterwards.
I do.
It is solid.
It's funny how humans think that dogs are better than cats. Most humans do.
Yeah,
but dogs
it's
know
true.
that cats got them. Like, you ever see a dog and a cat? Cats are like, come on, dog, let's go get this. if
Cats
you
don't
want.
do that because they can't
Come
be
on
bothered
if you
with
want
anything.
these problems.
What
You know,
kind of cat you talking
what's the
about?
king of the jungle? Is it a dog or a cat?
Protect the house.
It's
though. That's
man. It's man.
Loser. Here. Take a look at this dude swinging from high up on this rope. Doing
Nah.
1,000 flips before a perfect landing in the water. LZ,
Yes, sir.
you're the one up here. I'm gonna ask this. Would you do that?
Nah, bro. You crazy?
Is our ropes
about that?
cultural?
Here's the funny thing. You see a silhouette, and you didn't have to tell me the ethnicity of the guy.
I think rope swings might be cultural. I'm throwing that out there. It might be cultural.
What are you saying? Because they in the woods and they doing flips?
But did he
They
tip?
ain't my people.
I'm not saying anything.
Did he tip?
How does he get out, too? Look at all those rocks. Yeah, he definitely tipped.
Brother, drive up there.
He tipped everybody. He tipped the guy that filmed it. He tipped the guy that tied up the rope. He tipped
Everybody got 20%. You get 20%. You give me 20%.
He gave it to Jos.A.Bank about some suit.
Get out. Winner. Commitment. The 28th wife-carrying world championship recently took place in Finland. Husbands carried their wives for more than 250 meters on a sandy obstacle course. Jacoby, would you do this with your spouse?
My spouse is not doing this. She's drowning right there.
Oh!
Her head is under the water. Are you kidding me?
Divorce rate high.
That's not a contest. That's
He would
divorce
kill
court.
me.
I would-
You tried to murder
I would
me. I'm
definitely
filing a
do
lawsuit.
I would definitely do this, but oops, ran into another thing again, honey. My bad.
This one's stuck. This is and one wife carrying right here.
My wife ain't little, so
He said,
nah.
and
This
one
is the
white
and one
carrot.
wife carrying right there.
Ooh.
It's a son. See,
Yo, how many kegels?
everything.
Yeah, that's the time I need a little skinny wife.
I just need to know, like, how do you approach your wife about the conversation?
Yeah, nah, my
Hey,
wife
buddy,
weighs.
what you doing?
My wife's
Hey, can I carry you?
175.
The
I
night
ain't-
before,
I ain't
she's
got
having
it.
steaks.
Loser.
How about salad?
Decision making. Odell Beckham Jr. recently posted pictures of his newest ink. Got the faces of Bob Marley, Lil Wayne, shout out y'all, baby. Mike Tyson tatted on his thigh. And this is in addition to the Michael Jackson tat he already had on his leg. Oh my God. LZ, any consideration for a celebrity on your body?
For a celebrity?
Yeah. Would you do it?
Maybe you like Jesus.
Let me
He's
tell
a celebrity?
you. No, let me tell you something. That's a positive
Yeah.
test.
My Lord.
You get Bob Marley tattooed on yourself, that's a positive test. A Bob Marley tattoo and a Lil Wayne tattoo,
Next to each
that's a
other.
positive test. He's definitely
That's
he got one of those random tests the next
Wait,
day.
you don't think that Michael Jackson was a dumb?
No.
You think he was
You think Puppy Ball?
he was completely sober when he did Michael Jackson, but when he
got- he
did,
got one of those
but when he
Joey
did Bob
Harris
Marley,
random
then
tests.
that's the sign.
Just the ink going through your bloodstream is a positive test in effect. That's it for us. Have a great